Hello YouTube, it's me John Avenger once again, and welcome to another review. This is a review of a TV series, a mini series on Disney+, because I wanted to review something different. Kind of a crossover because you have Captain Marvel and this girl in it. So it's a streaming service movie, a show, because it feels cinematic, based on the Marvel comics featuring the same character, Kamala Khan. Yes, this is Disney's show that started back in June when I was still sick with COVID. Ms.Marvel. Yes. Finally going to review these 6 episodes. It's fun. This show was a lot of fun. It reminded me of stuff like Into the Spider-Verse and X-Men and a bunch of other things like Incredible Hulk with the supersonic sound weapons that they use at the end of the finale. Not going to spoil too much because if you haven't seen the show, I think it's worth a shot. It is a lot better than Moon Knight. It's not as weird. It's freaking more grounded. The main characters doesn't have like 3 or 4 different accents, which is a huge plus because, you know, with that show, it lost me. Yeah, it follows Kamala Khan, a 16-year-old fangirl of the Avengers and of Captain Marvel, who struggles to fit in until she gains her own powers. Ali serves as a head writer with Ali leading the directing team, yeah. And it was more lighter. The reason this is the lowest watched Marvel show, Disney+show, is because it's for a younger audience. This is not just for adults like Peacemaker was for DC earlier this year, or Moon Knight was with this 14 rating and the curse words, and also the Netflix Marvel shows, which are only for adults. This one is a nice balance of things for adults like me, you know, the action and some of the comedy, and the lighter moments are for kids. Mainly, you know, like older kids and teens. You know, because it's not really that violent. Like, the show is way more lighter than a lot of the other DC or Marvel shows that came out this year. It's got a sense of fun to it. The illustrations when Kamala's like riding, and it's very Into the Spider-Verse, where it's, you know, colorful and bright and happy. And the show is not a tragedy. It's not a freaking CW show where the main character doesn't do anything until the end. No, she does a lot in the show. Iman was definitely, you know, the best cast member that they could have gotten for this role. Yeah. And, I love her character. She's very sweet. She's very, you know, she has imagination. She's colorful. She's not a sourpuss. She's from Jersey City, which is like my neighborhood. You know, well, it's my neighbors are in Jersey. And she has a best friend named Matt Lintz. You know, Matt Lintz plays Bruno Corelli. He's great. I'm saying this right now. I know Josh is going to disagree with me. You always do. So just bear with me. Matt Lintz sounds just like Tom Holland. If you see this guy act, him and Tom Holland they're like clones. They look alike, they sound alike, and they have the same mannerisms. It's very, very Tom Holland Spider-Man. This kid would have been a great Spider-Man, and if they ever cast him in a Spider-Man like live action series or a movie, animated wise, go for it. You got nothing to lose because he's already in the Marvel family, and I love this guy. He's funny, he's charming, he's very, very cute. He's a cute kid for someone his age, and he's a good actor. And every time he was talking, I'm like, did he like steal Tom Holland's voice? Because they sound so alike. It's freaky. They're not even related. You know, Holland is British and Matt Lintz is American. He was on The Walking Dead, but I'm like, wow, they sound so alike. It's like looking in a mirror. They would definitely do a great face-off movie together because they sound, you know, they're almost identical. Yasmin Fletcher was okay as Nakia. She's the other girl with the turban. I'm like, she doesn't really do much until the third act of the show. Zenobia was the mom, Kamala's mother. She's nurturing. She's kind of weird in the beginning, you know, telling her what to wear for that Avengers Con. But she's an understanding mother, just like my mom. You have Mohan Kapoor as Yusuf, who's the father, who's fun. He's a fun actor. You know, the scene, I remember him mostly for the pies, that the scene with the pie that he shows the guy the pie, the apple pie or whatever. Yeah, it made me want one of those fruit pies. And yeah, he's a fun actor. He's at least you have Kamala's older brother with the beard, played by Sagar Shaikh. There was some people that I was not a fan of. Rishan as Cameron, I didn't care for this guy. The first moment you see him in like the second or third episode, he's got a British accent. He's boring. He's a discount Aladdin. He's very, very flat. You know, he doesn't have anything interesting. He gets powers in the last episode. That's all I'm going to say. But he's still, the special effects have to carry this guy. And he's just really weak. But you know how I am about Bintos. I don't want them in my Marvel stuff. But the rest of the cast did fine. Aramis Knight did Kareem. He was the Red Dagger. I wanted more of this character. They kind of underused him. He was in like 2 episodes in Pakistan, and then he just kind of disappears until the very end of the series. And I'm like, I wanted more of him. And of course, there's a wonderful cameo of one of my favorite female Avengers, Wink, in the very finale. So I'm not going to say who it is. Just see it for yourself. It's a mid-credit scene, so when you get to the ending, don't stop. Don't say, oh, you see the end credits. Do not leave. Wait until a few seconds later, and you'll see that there's only one mid-credit scene, and it's worth it. The action was fun. Yes, they changed Kamala's powers. I get it, guys. That's going to be a deal breaker for some people. But I don't know much about this character. So what they did was they did the best they could, especially making this during COVID. You know, they had to make it not touchy as much. You know, that's why a lot of the fight scenes are from a distance, because they couldn't do hand-to-hand combat like they did in Hawkeye. They did a lot more hand-to-hand combat, and I'll say this is better than Hawkeye in certain respects. And no, Josh, not because the leads. It's also because it was more fun. In Hawkeye, half the time Jeremy Renner's either he can't hear because of the earpiece. There were too many characters in that show. Yelena's a terrible character. I can't freaking stand her. Kate, yeah, she needed more development. If she didn't screw up in the beginning, I guarantee you there would have been a change or two. But here, Kamala makes mistakes, but she's not like endangering the whole world or breaking a tower or something. And also, yeah, I thought the 4th and the 5th episodes in Pakistan was a little bit much. It was way too long. A lot of backstory on the grandmother. I don't really care about the grandmother because she's not really that important to the plot. And like I said, the whole mosque thing, that could have been cut. We get it. She's Muslim. You don't have to shove it in my face. I mean, it's not shoved down your throat, but I don't care for this cultural thing, so it doesn't matter to me. Do I look like I have a turban? No, I always shave my beard. And the first 2 episodes were critics ahead of its premiere. Yeah, they feel the series was able to balance the comedic and dramatic elements. Yes, they did it really well. And unlike Peacemaker, where the dialogue was god-awful with when Cena wasn't talking, I like the side characters here. They were mostly sound. They were normal. They weren't trying to be over the top. They were who they were. And, yeah. Vellani's portrayal of Kamala received widespread praise. Yeah. Some people compared it to Haley Steinfeld's Kate Bishop, but it's better because we see more of her, and she's the lead. Bishop was going to be a side character. We knew that. The show was called Hawkeye, not Kate Bishop's story. That's the problem with Marvel with some of their shows. With this one, it was not mismarketed. Ms. Marvel is the lead of this story. It's not about her brother. It's not about the rest of the family. It's about her struggles, her story, and her best friend being by her side during most of those episodes. And it works. It works really well. Because they're putting her in a major movie next year. A year from now, we get the Marvels. We get Brie, we get Tiana, and we get Iman. The 3 girls kicking ass. That's all we need. Them gang banging the hell out of, beating the hell out of Jude Law. That sounds like a party to me. And there's no Gemma Chan this time. Yay! Unlike Eternals, which bored me to death, this was fun. This was entertaining. This did not bore me out of my mind. There were, like I said, episodes 4 and 5 were kind of slow and, kind of boring, very talky. The acting is really good for most of the cast, even the side characters. Vellani shines in the role in that there was no way to explain how great she is in this other than to say she embodies the character. Yeah, and that's what I liked about her. And she's not cracking a joke every 2 seconds. Learn from your mistakes, Taika Waititi. That's why the recent Thor movie, while I loved it, it got divisive because people thought it was too much comedy. Here, they have a nice balance. But it's not too dark, where it's a CW show where everything sucks and the characters can't smile or express themselves. Here, people express themselves, especially in the final episode. But I'm not going to get it. And the show doesn't go nearly as far with its hero in terms of using its conceit to explore ideas like internationalized racism or the pressures Western. No, it didn't have to do the freaking, these are terrorists. No, they don't have to do that. Because this is Pakistan, not Iraq or Iran. It doesn't have to do politics. The series was reviewed by IMDb because they're a bunch of sexist incels that don't give a shit about girls. They think every girl is out to get them. Guess what? They're not. In Eternals, the Gemma Chan couldn't get me as Cersei because she was boring. If anybody played that role, it would have been less boring but still boring. You got to give us females with personalities. Not gender verification. Not freaking representation shoved in our face. Not appropriation. The female personality that goes with the nice body and the beautiful face and everything else. That's what we want. We don't want any more bullshit politics. That's why Charlie's Angels failed 2019. That's why the Black Christmas movie failed in 2019. That's why Batwoman failed this year. That's why Naomi failed. Because we don't want feminism. We want good characters, male, female, whatever. We don't care about freaking politics. That's why Lightyear failed. Because we don't care. Disney doesn't own us. We make the decisions. We are the people that are going to watch this. And you can choose to watch it or not. No one's putting a gun to your head. And I can be free. I can show my freedom of expression by cheering at the end of this and not worrying about an Animal Draft House employee throwing me out. They gave it 1-star rating. Says people don't get it. They think this show is terrible. It's fun. It's lighthearted. What the hell were you expecting? A CW show where Kamala's taking drugs or is gay in the closet or is freaking drinking or she has abusive parents? No. It's nothing like that. It's very Into the Spider-Verse. It's grounded and it's focused. It's not trying to set up the next 10 movies in the MCU's Phase 4 and Phase 5. And unlike Yelena, who's a shitty actress, who overrated, blown out of her ass, freaking Binto, this girl has no accent. And she's a Canadian. But I forgot that she was. Because the whole time I'm like, she could pass for American. Because unlike Binto, who can't act for shit, at least this girl can act. Multiple reviews are also posted in some reviews expressing distaste for the family-friendly aspect. Again, you had 2 shows in the last freaking 7 months that were way darker. Hawkeye was a family show, but then look what happened. There were so many people that died. You know, there was a lot of blood. There was more curse words. There was a lot of violence. Yeah. And Moon Knight, he literally has a seizure. And then he stabs a guy and there's blood. What else do you want? You want everything to be dark? That's DC. That's not Marvel. Peacemaker was very dark, but it also had some light moments with the Eagle and with freaking John Cena. It had some humor, but the problem is some of the dialogue was just badly written. Here, I like the dialogue mostly. Or the change of Kamala's powers. Again, that's going to be a deal breaker for some people. Tevye, I don't know how he feels about the show. I like that they changed it because, again, it's not like, oh my god, the character's completely ruined. Fuck the show. No, it did something different. Others called the series woke. What's woke about it? Because it's connected to Brie Larson's Captain Marvel. Kiss my heterosexual ass, guys. This is a character that I want to see more of. Not more Yelenas, not more Cerseis, not more freaking Echo where I have to do this the whole time and read subtitles. There were subtitles in the show. Too many in the 4th and 5th episode, but I got through it. I'm not converting to Islam, guys, or Muslimism. I'm just watching a show and enjoying myself. It's called being entertaining. That's what I want these shows to be. Stop with the freaking, oh, it's a female, it's woke. Get it out of my face. No, Batwoman was woke. Because it took Batman's mythos and feminized it. And the character's not interesting anyway. I've seen her in other stuff. In Catwoman Hunted, Batwoman was the worst part of that movie. We want females. They're not going anywhere, guys. They're the ones that procreate. They're the ones that create life. We don't. Men don't. We help, but they're the ones that do it. Additionally, yeah, the parents are going to come back as Kamala's family in the Marvels, but they're not going to have as much screen time. They're just going to introduce her to Brie Larson probably, and then they're going to disappear. And yeah, and making it lighter, it's a 16-year-old girl. You're not going to make this a freaking dark freaking show that they do on Netflix or Amazon Prime where they're dropping F-bombs. F-bombs would not have worked in this show. It would have felt really, really un-Disney-like, and Disney already has enough problems as it is. But this show is good. Don't listen to the review bombs. Fuck those people, these incels that they want everything to be a penis and a bunch of freaking dark shit, even though Marvel has done dark. I mean, the last Doctor Strange was dark. The last Thor movie had dark elements. What else do you want? Huh? You want She-Hulk to be a freaking drama? No, I want some fun. And yeah, they had to create... The Marvels was not fully conceived by the time Ali started working on the series, so they had a lot of creative freedom in crafting the series. Exactly, creative. They're not stealing from Bree's origin and putting it here. But they knew they needed to be a maturity across the arc of the series, so Khan would be ready for the events of Marvels. Yeah, she's ready. She's got her full powers, full costume. It looks great. The costume designers deserve a freaking award for that. And the show was short. I wish it was a little bit longer, two more episodes maybe, but, you know, it didn't fall flat. I know when a show pisses me off. Tom Swift, they make the lead character gay. It's a gay black man. 20 minutes in, I was checked out. And so was the rest of the audience, because the show bombed. It's not coming back. At least Kamala will return in 2023. Hell yeah. Give this girl a chance. Review bombing anybody is not going to make them go away. Trust me on that. It didn't get rid of Moses Ingram. She's still in Star Wars, so kiss her ass too. Ms. Marvel is a genuinely fresh addition to the MCU, both stylistically and substantively, with Iman Vellani ably powering proceedings with her supersized charisma. Exactly. Where was your freaking charisma in Eternals? The one with charisma was Kumail Nanjiani, and he gets underused at the end. You got a boring-ass Scotsman, a boring-ass Asian woman with a British accent, fuck you, by the way, and a finale that's so dull, I was like, I wanted it to end. This was kick-ass action fun. On Disney+, considering the plus in that freaking streaming service, this was a breath of fresh air. No more Moon Knights. I don't need... That character is good in the comics and in the Spider-Man cartoon. In his own show, it just didn't work. There's not enough of him. There was enough Ms. Marvel here to go around. We saw her from... You know, just a teenager going to school and doing her stuff and being, you know, dressing up in a costume to getting the powers in those freaking wristbands of hers, and it's connecting. Yes, they do mention her origin at the end. In the finale, they mention what she is. So you Marvel nerds are gonna recognize that. But it's a good show. Screw the haters. I'm tired of haters. I'm tired of people hating everything. Get a freaking life. Enjoy what you have, because one day you will not have it. Just to let you know. But anyway, that's my passionate thing. Like I said, the show's not perfect. There were some characters that could have been trimmed out. It should have been a little bit longer. Some characters got underused. But overall, the package was still fresh. And it's a lot better than other shows I've seen this year. I can assure you. The Flash should have been over years ago. Riverdale should have been over years ago. Just saying, guys. Now they're going to finally end next year. The Goldbergs, etc. But anyway, it's a good start for Ms. Marvel. Give her a chance, guys. Stop shitting on everything. Not everything with a vagina is out to get you. I know that. The hobo was out to get me because she made me lose 5 years of sleep. Iman, I'm going to sleep just fine tomorrow morning. So, yeah. Get over yourselves. Enjoy life a little bit. Live a little. It's summer. You know, have a good time. You know, She-Hulk is coming out right around the corner, and we got an even hotter chick from Canada in her 30s that did Orphan Black. I am fine with it, Josh. I'm not scared at all. Give me that over stab and, oh, I'm hearing the voices. I'm not hearing any voices. That's enough for me. Thanks for watching. Take care. Give Ms. Marvel a chance. Watch the show or just wait till next year when she comes back. Give her a chance, guys. Please. Later.